How do you change the world of science with a website? One question at a time.
The brave new world, the internet. I still have the Time magazine piece. I realized that we had an opportunity to do something with the public that we couldn't do before. So we created Ask a Biologist. We started with a single page, and we now have over 5,000 pages of content.
For 15 years, longer than Google has been around, Arizona State University's Ask a Biologist website has been answering biology questions with style, feeding the curiosity of the K through Gray community as it evolves its own new way of bringing science to the rest of us.
They learn about biology in a way that we think is a little bit different because we're storytellers. It's not as if you're coming to us to learn a subject, although I'm sure that's why they're coming to us. You know, things like, what do bats eat? Why, let's see here, do owls come out at night, not in the day? We could go to things like even vision. How come your eyes are pointing forward and the rabbit you might have them pointing off to the side, or the birds you see with them off to the side? So we thought what we were doing is something great for the public, and what we ended up doing is something great for ourselves, because we started learning about what people were interested in and the things that they're having trouble understanding.
The site also promotes the notion that science itself is evolving.
A lot of people, in particular kids, think there's a book on the shelf with all the answers. And that's part of what we're trying to let people know, is science is always this evolving area that we're learning. And the more we learn, we adjust, the actual answers. The answer is always going to be changing. What's happened over the time is, instead of the mundane type of questions or the average type of questions that they can find from Wikipedia or other sources, they'll come to us when they find multiple answers. Which one is right? Is this correct?
Over 1 million visitors a year from around the globe visit the site, and to date, over 25,000 questions have been answered. And the army of 150 faculty and student volunteers, illustrators, and multimedia content creators continues to find new ways to make the biological world more relatable and engaging.
My favorite question would have to be, how did they say it? Is the brain that a butterfly has the same as it had when it was a caterpillar? This question was asked by a third grader, who was probably, watching a butterfly metamorphose from a caterpillar with their parents. And I actually had to look it up. I went and spoke to a professor. They weren't sure. And so I had to do a literature search to answer a third grader's question, which I thought was really impressive. The answer, as you're waiting with your mouth open, is not entirely. So a lot of it gets reformed, but many of the cells, some that are associated with the muscles and some that are associated with memory, actually, are the same.
If we're really good storytellers, the rest follows. And I think that's what we've been missing.